Hey guys, and welcome to another FM21 Transfer Guide with me, Raxo FM, where today we will be going over 3 signings and 3 sales for Real Madrid. A side that are very well established, and you probably don't really need to be making 3 transfers and 3 sales to win the league the first time around with them, but we're making the video anyway, and that is because I've actually started a series with Real Madrid. So if you are interested in that, make sure that you do click the iCard up above and you can start watching that straight away. Make sure you do smash the like button on this video as well, and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the daily Football Manager videos on this channel. You're certainly going to start off in a luxurious position as Real Madrid manager with £54 million. Only 80% of your transfer revenue is going to be retained, but I mean, with £54 million, you can't really be complaining about too much. But unsurprisingly, the board are wanting some pretty quick achievement from you. They want you to win the league this year and reach the quarterfinals for the Champions League in the first season. They don't care that much about anything else, but those are too high expectations, so you need to get these signings and the sales correct. But with no messing around, we're jumping into our first sale for this team, and it is going to be Mariano. And you have to say, with the stats that he does have, it seems a little bit harsh, but for £21 million and a 2.5-star current ability in comparison to the other players available for us, it's kind of a no-brainer. 27 years of age, he was brought in for £19 million, and I think you can sell him for round about that 20 million sort of mark. It's just not a position that we really need him in anymore. We have quite a few other players that are already better than him. For example, if we take a look at Jovic, we've also got Benzema in there. Even Mayoral isn't a whole lot worse than him, so there are certainly some better options in there. I think the main one you'd want to be comparing is himself and Jovic, and you can see it's night and day. Jovic is 22 years of age as well. You can actually recall Jovic just after 28 days, so in my opinion, that's what I would be doing. A 3-star current ability player, sending him out on loan in Eintracht Frankfurt in real life is certainly not a bad decision. In this game, however, he's certainly usable, and I think he's going to be a key player for your squad. So get rid of Mariano, bring back Luka Jovic. That doesn't count as a signing, that's just a wee bonus tip for you all in there. Look at me, already giving you free stuff in this video. The next signing could be a wee bit of a controversial one to Real Madrid fans, a man that has been at the club for years and years, literally his entire career, but I think it is finally time to part ways with Nacho. I just don't think he is cutting the mustard anymore, and once again, a wee bit like Mariano, if you take a comparison to all the other players that they have, like Militao, like your Vallejo, like your Varane, like your Sergio Ramos, he's just not a whole lot better than any of those options. Actually, he's worse than almost every single one of them. I think the only one he's slightly above is Vallejo. But even taking a look at those two, it's not too much between them. You know, we're going to take that comparison just to prove my point. And if we take a look at these stats here, it's one attacking, a little bit more speed and a little bit more physicality. Come on. This man's worth £20 million. He's 30 years of age. He's getting no younger. His stats aren't going to get any better. He's not the most crucial player in the squad. He's certainly not the most influential player in the squad. And I think it's a no-brainer to bring in £20 million for this man while you still can, because in a couple seasons' time, you'd be lucky to get 5. And last but not least, although it's not exactly an amazing thing to be added into the sales list, we've got Lucas Vazquez. And I know in real life this man is doing very well, but in Football Manager, let's be honest here, he's not going to exactly tear up the Real Madrid squad, and he's not going to be making a whole lot of appearances for your squad. Maybe you could play him at right back, and then I could see the justification in keeping him, but again, it's just a player that's not going to get any better. He's got £115,000 worth of wage budget at this current point in time. You could get rid of him for £8.5 million easily. And if you take a look at his career stats, we'd actually be making a profit on him. He hasn't been amazing for Real Madrid over the years. He has some fairly decent stats, but the squad already has 2 right backs in the form of Carvajal and Odriozola. Odriozola probably being the weaker of the two, but even he is absolutely miles above this man, almost as good as him in an attacking sense as well, even if you were wanting to use him as a right wing. And let's all be honest here, it's a position that the team really do need to be improving on, and you'd be better playing one of the youngsters like Vinicius Jr. out on that right hand side, even though it's not their preferred position. I'd rather be getting those players up through the ranks, getting those stats up, then seeing this man decline and seeing his value decline and probably not get a whole lot of contribution. So I'd say those are my 3 sales for you, and that's going to give you, quick maths going on here, around about £45 million or thereabouts if you get lucky with your sales. I can tell you right now I've sold each and every single one of these players in just a wee simulation that I've done, and I've brought in £20 million for Nacho, £18 million for Mariano, the only player that we've actually gotten less than their value for, and £8.5 million for Lucas Vazquez, with a grand total of £46.5 million coming into a club that really didn't need the players in the first place. That's going to go a long way, and you can get an absolutely world-class player for that amount of money, as we will be seeing in just a second. However, we're not going to act like that hasn't left some gaps in the squad. Obviously, needing 12 players to fit onto the bench for a Real Madrid save, that is something I did not know when I started a Real Madrid save, so I'm telling you right now, you need 12 players. I've got a lot of youngsters on my bench at the current point in time, but we do need to fill that squad, and if we take a look at it, the areas I would highlight to improve could potentially be this striker area. I mean, Jovic is a great option, but Benzema is not getting any younger, 32 years of age. Also, Jovic, still a solid player, but maybe not quite ready to start just yet, so it could be a nice idea to get a new striker in there. Maybe a new central attacking midfielder option. You know, Odegaard out on loan with Arsenal. You could potentially bring him back from loan. You know what, let's see right now. You could bring him back. He could be a great starting option. Isco wouldn't be too bad either, but again, maybe another top quality player in that position wouldn't go amiss. Asensio on this right hand side maybe again isn't quite exactly what you need. So these 3 diamond position, it's making a triangle, it's not making a diamond, but you know what I'm trying to say here. These 3 positions could all be options. Left wing, I think you're probably safe. I mean, Eden Hazard, I think, is going to do a good job out there as long as he's fit. 29 years of age, but he's top quality, let's be honest here. Even in the central midfield area, I think you're okay, because if we do go to more players, we've got Casemiro, Toni Kroos, Modric, and you're thinking, they're all right, but they're getting quite old. You got Valverde in there though, so I think that's not a high priority for you at this current point in time. However, right back I think is one of those positions you could be looking to improve. Carvajal is not the best player of all time. I don't know if it's my top priority for this club, but it could certainly be one that you would want to focus on. Centre backs are alright as things stand, but it would be nice to have a better player than Militao in the reserves. He's certainly got the stats, but now that we've sold Nacho, I mean, let's be honest, we kind of do need another centre-back option, and Militao is probably going to be just as good as a right-back as a centre-back, so you might want to rotate him in between those positions. So I'd say centre-back is probably a high priority, especially with a 34-year-old Sergio Ramos. That's kind of crucial at this point in time. Marcelo and Mendy, in my opinion, are definitely enough on this left-hand side. Just 2 players that could come in and out. And even though your reserve goalkeeper is Lunin, or however you pronounce it, Courtois is going to be a man in between the sticks for years and years to come. You could probably take him all the way up to 35 and he would do a job for you. So I'm not being too concerned about that, and I think that you guys won't be either. So I'd say the main positions that you need to be highlighting are potentially the striker, central attacking midfielder, or right wing. Kind of all merges into one in my opinion, because a lot of the time you get players that play in and around similar positions up there. And we also certainly could be highlighting the right back position and, of course, a future centre back option. So a couple of players that we do need to bring in. Of course, we only have 3 signings to bring in the save, but plenty of money to do that with. After all those transfers, we can see we now have £89 million. I didn't think I'd be saying that at the start of this episode. I didn't realise I brought in that much money, even with only 80% of our transfer revenue retained. That's an insane fee, and let's go make our signings. We're starting the signings off with a bang with Paulo Dybala, another plug for the Real Madrid series I'm doing. This is a man I brought in my series, and I think he is going to do an amazing job. He fills that spot that we need on the right hand side, in the central attacking midfield side, in the striker position, and I swear that is not just because I was plugging it before, it is because he is a beautiful man in all of those positions, only 26 years of age, and we've brought him in for £52 million. I admit there is some potential growth in that, but I believe it's only about £6 million. This is an absolute steal. This is a bargain. And I tell you what, if we had the option in real life to sign Paulo Dybala for £52 million, or Hazard for, how much did they sign that man for? £90 million. I think we all know which one's the better deal. And I haven't even started talking about his stats. Look at that dribbling, look at that first touch, look at the finishing, the corners, the passing, the technique, the flair, the vision. Oh my goodness, he is such a good player in every sense of the word. Only £275,000 a week as well. Not the most expensive player. His value's already gone up. I don't see any reason why you would not bring this man in if you are playing with Real Madrid in this year's Football Manager. Look, I'll admit that this second signing is a little bit less hypey as Paulo Dybala, but Pau Torres has come in as a centre-back option and he's only cost us £30 million. And I know you're looking at the star rating, you're thinking 3 stars, 4-star current ability, come on, like that's not that impressive, but realistically, you're playing with Real Madrid. A 3-star player is a 4-star player for most other teams. He is such a good quality centre-back option, and for that sort of price, 23 years of age, it also aligns with the club vision of signing players under the age of 23 for the first team. I think he ticks all of the boxes that you need for that future left centre-back option, and currently, there's not a single centre-back at Real Madrid that has a left foot trait. I believe that is correct. I don't think that there's a trait to do with left footness, but we've got right foot. I know that Varane, I know that Ramos is right-footed. And unless I've been mugged over here by Vallejo being a left-footed. No, he's the only player that we have at left foot. And, you know, in the modern game, having those options is very good. He's great at heading, great at marking, tackling, pace, positioning, all the stats that you need. He's 6'3". He's an absolute man-mountain. Already got stats for Spain. He's even scored a goal for them. 23 years of age, £30 million. Amazing centre-back for the future. Why are you not signing him already? And lastly, can you really have a Real Madrid save without signing a Brazilian wonder kid? We have brought in Gabriel Menino, a player that I've never heard of before. He came up in my scout reports in this save, and to be honest, I wish he came up in my actual Real Madrid save. Check it out if you haven't already. This is seriously some great plugs from me. But he is an amazing wonder kid with 2.5-star current ability. Again, I say, you have no idea what that means for Real Madrid. That means he is a world-class player for most other teams. He is already operating at the level that we need him to be playing at. He has got 5-star potential. He can play in central midfield, CDM, or right back, and that is the position that we highlighted as one of the key ones that we need to improve. I love the versatility. He can even go out on the wing if you train him in that position. This man is exactly what you make of him, exactly what you want him to be, and for only £14 million, come on! You think the other ones were bargains? This one is an absolute steal, and if you're not signing him for Real Madrid, you got to be signing him for whatever other save you are starting. Gabriel Menino, he is going to become an absolutely world-class player in the future, and to be honest, he's going to go to the top of my shopping list and most of my saves for the rest of Football Manager this year. Now, in all honesty, by making those 3 sales that we have made, you are only going to have enough to make 2 of those signings, so Dybala and 1 other, or the 2 cheaper players. But if you make just 1 more sale, you'll certainly be able to afford all 3 of those men. So in this one, we've got Dybala and Menino, but of course you want to bring Lopez in there. He's going to be a pinnacle central defender for years and years to come. His name's Lopez, right? I've gotten that correct. Yeah, that's Torres. That's embarrassing. It probably should have been reshot, but we're rolling with it. We're a trooper over on this channel. Another player that you could be looking to get rid of is Odriozola. Definitely could get a tidy fee for him, and that could be enough to get you across the line to get Torres. I got his name right this time. And I think that would be an insanely successful transfer window for Real Madrid. And to be honest, I wish I did that. My save with Real Madrid. It didn't go that well. It's not over yet, though. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure that you do, because I've plugged it about 4 times. And also make sure that you do smash that like button on this video. Let me know down in the comment section below what team you want me to do a transfer roundup, a transfer guide, a team review on, a team guide, you know, all those sorts of words that are good for the algorithm. Come on, algorithm, you pick those up? I hope you pick those up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the FM21 YouTube channel, and I will see you all later.